Hello everyone. This hour on Verbling, the next in my Getting Results in Business series, we're into the third class of the new unit, How to Talk About Plans and Processes. So we'll be dealing with technical and non-technical processes and developing the key words and vocabulary you need to describe important processes that you have to do on the job. That's a bit about the class. Here's a bit about me. I'm Jon-Eric, your Verbling teacher for this hour, and I'm an American teacher from New York, hanging out from Lisbon, Portugal to bring you this class. And here are 3 quick rules to help you participate. Don't forget to turn off, tune in, and open up, which means turn off your microphone when you're not speaking. Like right now would be a good time. And keep it off until you speak. That way we can keep the classroom quiet. So let me go. Okay, very good. Thanks. Rule number 2, tune in to the new vocabulary words you learn and use them actively so that I can correct you. That's how you'll learn quickly. And rule 3, open up to your classmates. Relax and have fun. We're all here to learn, and this is a safe and respectful place to practice your English. That's enough about me. Now I want to know about you. Before we begin, oh, that's Francesc. I didn't know who that was. Oh, you've got a different picture, Francesc. That's why I didn't recognize you.
Hi, John.
Yesterday you had a different picture.
Yeah, I had a different picture.
Okay.
I think it's better.
How do you say hello in Catalan?
Hola.
Oh, that's too easy. I want to know something better. That's too much like Spanish. Give me something more exotic.
Yeah.
Okay, hola. And I can say the same to Mikel. Hola, Mikel. How are you?
Okay.
I'm fine. Hello, hola.
Very good. Francesc, you were saying something?
Yeah, I'm no, actually no.
Oh, okay. And I can't say hola to Anatoly, but I can say привет. Привет, Anatoly.
Hello, hola, привет.
Okay. In yesterday's class, was it yesterday? I can't remember. Yes, it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday's class, we started, we got a little further in our unit. Let me just, oh, I don't have it open. Wait, that's not it. Hold on. That's not what I want. Let me open to the right thing. 1 second, 1 second. 1 second. This is what I want. In the first class, we did a little brainstorming activity where we practiced the technique for describing photos, which is very useful when you're taking an international exam, like the BEC, Business English Certificate, or the TOEFL, etc. In this unit, we'll be talking about processes, making and changing plans for the future, getting someone's attention. Especially if you're describing a process, you have to make sure that they really understand what you're saying. And finally, using the passive voice to talk about a process. In this class, we're going to focus mostly on the language of processes, like we did yesterday, and we'll finish the first part of the unit. So I'm going to move ahead to where we were yesterday. We read about one particular process. This was a company statement about producing biodiesel. We read that yesterday. We listened to someone describe the process, and we picked out the key words that they used, and then we tried to describe the same process. At the end of the class, we took a much more mundane, everyday example, and we used the same keywords to describe a more everyday example. And those keywords, by the way, I think are on page 4 of our shared notes. I'm not going to share my screen unless you really want to see it, but I believe it's on page 4. But I will check. I think it's on page 4. And those are just sequence words like first, next, then, finally, and perhaps we can add other sequence words to the list to enrich your vocabulary. Okay, but I want you to start with the basics. So, I asked you for homework if you could describe a process that you have to deal with at work. It doesn't really matter what it is, technical or non-technical. And I asked you to use those keywords to describe the process. Perhaps you could describe it without saying what it is you're doing. Don't tell us what it is. Let's see if we can figure it out just based on your description. Okay? So, did anyone have a chance to try out the homework?
Yeah.
Excellent. So, you want to describe the process and we'll try to guess what it is? Should we do that?
Here we go. Firstly, spread a little butter on both slices.
Oh, I think I know this one.
Important, only on one side of each slice.
Okay.
After that, take a slice of ham or two and fit them between the slices, taking care that the butter is in contact with ham.
Okay, got it.
Then you give a bite to find out that everything is correct.
You give a bite?
Yeah. To find out that everything is correct.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, save the bread, ham, and clean the table.
Wow. Wow. Can anyone guess which process
High
Francesc is
technology.
describing? I've heard of this before. I've never seen it in person, but I've heard of this before. I don't know what it's called. Who can guess what he's doing?
How to make a sandwich?
Not just make, but eat one too, I think. I guess this the stage 3 was the testing stage, right?
It's very important.
It's very important.
You can leave this part.
All right, very good. Here's one correction I would make. One correction.
Okay.
If you use the word if in the present, it doesn't stay if. It changes to whether.
Whether.
So in stage 3, I think it was, of your process, you had a conditional if. If you change it to whether, it'll sound much more like a native speaker.
I think then you give a bite to find out that everything is correct.
To find out whether.
Whether everything is correct.
Did everyone hear that? Did everyone hear that? Ah! Did everyone hear that? That was the sound of learning, right there.
Whether.
That was the sound of learning. Ah! That's what I want. That's what I want to hear from all of you. So.
Then you give a bite to find out whether everything is correct.
Okay, good. There's another minor correction. It's a small correction, but rather than give a bite, it's take a bite. Take a bite.
Take a bite.
Right.
Okay.
But that's not nearly as important as whether, because whether is part of the structure of the language. The first, the first and the zero conditional, the conditionals that talk about the present and the future as something real, always use whether. Always, always, always. In fact, if you use if, you might confuse people, because if to us sounds like you're not sure, and whether sounds like you're sure about what you're saying, but you don't know if it's true or false. You have to test it. Like, I don't know whether it's hot or cold outside, but I know it's those two choices. It's either hot or cold. So I have to go outside to test it. So whether is the right word in that case. But in a year from now, I don't know if the weather will be as cool in May as it is this May. Perhaps global warming will change everything. I don't know. So I have to say if, because I'm speculating. Okay? So that's a really important point, but it's easy to understand, I think. Very good, by the way. Who's got another one? Who's got another one? Come on, lay it on me. Who's got another one? Who's got a process? Come on, Mikael, you were here. Weren't you here yesterday? Mikael?
Yes, John. Put the picture. I don't remember. Put in your screen the picture.
Okay, let's take a look at this. Here in the notes. Here are the notes. I put the answers to the activity yesterday under May 1st. But look down here on the bottom of page 4. Mikhail, that was when you were brainstorming about applying for a job. And I corrected you to give you these connectors of sequence at the bottom of page 5. The same ones that Francesc, I don't know how to say your name properly. Francesc, is that right?
It's perfect.
Okay, the same ones that Francesc was using, connectors of sequence. And what I asked you to do, think of something really common, perhaps really easy, or something that you have to deal with every day at work that you may have to explain to someone else. Think of a process you have to go through at work and describe it. So it doesn't have to be anything technical. Let me just think. What do I have to go through at work every day? Okay. No, this is a stupid one. I have to take 5 forms of transportation to get to work, but that's stupid. What process do I have to go through, I wonder? What do I have to do? Now I can't think of anything technical or non-technical that I have to do. I'm drawing a complete blank. I can't think of anything. I can talk about the process of teaching kids, but that's not so interesting. Plus, it keeps changing every day. I don't know. I'm at a loss. Yuki, what about you? Is there a process you have to go through every day you can share with us? You're like me. We don't do anything. We don't do anything the same twice. We don't believe in processes, do we?
Any process is okay?
Yeah. It can be technical or non-technical, but it should be something that you might have to explain to someone one day. All right, you think for a second. I've got one.
Yes.
Here's a process of writing. If you're teaching someone how to write, let me get my screen back on here. If you're teaching a student how to write to pass in the written part of an exam, I think it's better to use a good, organized process to be methodical about it. So here's the process as I would describe it. You tell me what you think. I would say, well, first of all, you have to read the question for the exam very well to see what you have to write about. And make sure that you've underlined all the points you have to respond to in the exam question. I'm thinking about the Business English Certificate, the First Certificate, the Certificate of Advanced English, the TOEFL, any of these types of international tests. So after that, I'd suggest that you do a quick brainstorm to try to get your ideas out. Literally, make a little mind map on the page where you have the center idea, and then radiating out from it, you've got other topics that you might want to address. And every time you think of a detail, connect that detail to one of the topics. Or you could just make a list. The important thing is that you don't try to order it in any way. It should be as random as possible. Next, when you're satisfied you've got all the main ideas out and some details, I would start to label those details by topic. I'd group them. If they're on a page, I'd literally connect the dots. If they're a list, I might rewrite the list into a kind of an outline. Afterwards, I would try to organize the outline a little bit better, perhaps rewrite it a third time where it's a clear hierarchy, and then I would put that outline on the left, put my paper on the right, and I would use it to write. Probably I'd write the introduction first, and then I would keep checking back in the introduction. So if I change anything, I'd go back to the introduction and change it. If I miss something from the introduction, I'd go and insert that in the essay. And finally, I'd give it a second read, and then I'd do a good copy on the test form, and I'm done. It sounds like a lot of work, but actually, it takes longer to explain than it does to do. But this way, see, why do I say this? The problem is, if you just start writing, you're going to write yourself into a wall. If you don't get your ideas out, you're not going to know where to insert them, and you're going to end up putting them in the wrong place in the essay. So this organizational step, that should be 80% of what you do. And the 20% of writing is really a question of just clearly explaining your structure. So if you do approach it that way, you'll have a much more comprehensive and well-organized answer. You'll actually save time in the long run. Okay? There's my process of writing. What do you think?
Maybe I can explain how to make fried rice.
Okay, go for it.
First of all, beat eggs and cut green onion into small pieces. And after that, heat the frying pan and pour oil in it. And add beaten eggs on it.
By the way, we say add to. So add the beaten eggs to the pan. Add to.
Add beaten egg to the pan. Mix with wide stirring motion.
So stir a lot. Stir vigorously.
Stirring motion.
Not motion, just stir. The verb is just stir.
And stir it.
Okay, good.
And add quickly and then quickly add in warm rice when eggs become a little stiffer, a little firm.
Okay.
And stir it in cutting motion the rice with scooper.
Oh, you lost me there. Stir. Forget about the word motion. You don't need it.
Stir fry.
Oh, stir fry. Okay.
Stir fry with a scooper.
With a spatula.
A spatula, sorry. A stir fry with a spatula, and after that season with cutted green onion in it. And
season with a chopped green onion.
Yes.
Chopped.
Chop it. Yes, chopped onion. Season with chopped green onion. And after then after that, move frying pan slowly and around air. Move frying pan.
Move the frying pan around the air. What do you mean?
Around the air. Move frying pan around slowly. To be mixed rice.
Are you saying toss the rice? Like flip it in the air a little bit.
Yes,
flip the rice with your wrist. So flip the rice in the pan with your wrist. Flick it, even better. Flick it. Flick the pan so that you flip the rice. So look up here for a second.
Flip the rice.
Look, so you kind of do this with your.
Yes.
Okay, it's just like you would flip a pancake. You need to flip the rice by flicking your wrist so that you flip the rice in the pan. Okay?
Flip the rice in the pan.
Right.
Maybe it's already okay.
I think it's okay. I think it's more information than we need.
Confirm that rice have enough amount of heat. Rice.
Do we confirm rice? We confirm a report.
No. Rice. Confirm that rice.
No. We don't confirm rice. We don't confirm rice. We confirm information. We check that the rice.
Check that the rice was enough fried. And move the rice into the dishes, and fried rice is all right.
Okay.
To eat.
I think you have to reduce the steps, but yes, there you go.
Serve them to your wife. That's okay.
Maybe, if you want to torture her, yeah. Okay, so I'm just kidding. I've got one more for you. Hyde, are you there? Hyde, are you there?
Yeah.
Hyde,
Hello.
I want you to take a look at this. So you've heard some people talking about processes.
Yeah.
Yesterday, we looked at a simple process that you might go through at work. This one on screen right now. Can you see the printer cartridge?
Yeah.
All right. So based on what you heard today, I'd like you to use those key expressions to describe the process above in the picture. Put them in order from 1 to 6, the order that you would use them to describe the process in part 4. Well, part 4 is what you're seeing above you there. Okay, so yesterday, I don't know if you were watching yesterday, but we did this once. If you want to review, we can establish what the steps are first, if you want, because we used a few keywords. But I'd like you to put these in order and then see if you can tell us the process from 1 to 4. Do you remember the verbs? Maybe you weren't here yesterday. Does anyone remember the verbs we used yesterday? Does anyone remember, excuse me, does anyone remember the verbs we used yesterday for talking about the printer cartridge? Anyone who's here? Mikkel? Francesc? Do you remember the verbs we used?
I remember take, feed.
So, so to take out, to feed into.
Take out.
Right. To take out, to feed into.
To feed into.
Anything else? Those were two important ones.
To put
also,
in.
To put into. Right. That's it. And maybe there was a few others, but basically, from I'll tell you what. I'll read a brief description. It's there on page. It's there on page 4. Actually, Yuki, it looks like you're there. Can you read that description for us? On page 4? Is that you?
First.
Go ahead. Yes.
First of all the cartridge out of the printer. Then put
take
it
the cartridge out.
Take the cartridge out of the printer. Then put it into an envelope. After that, put the new cartridge into slide number into envelope. After that, put the new cartridge into the printer. Finally, feed the paper into the printer, and you are ready to print.
Okay, there we go. So that's what we did yesterday. Hyde, I'd like you to take that, but use these key expressions. So I'd like you to say it again, but order the expressions from 1 to 6. I don't know why it says 1 to 6 because it's A through F. But anyway, order of the 6 A through F. Okay? Want to try?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Well, first of all.
Yeah, go for it.
And the basic procedure is.
Well, say the whole thing if you can. So start with, I think you said, yeah. The basic procedure is to do what?
Something.
Well, use the pictures. Look at the pictures. What is?
Some main stages.
I would say it like this, Hyde. The basic procedure is to replace the printer cartridge. Maybe I would start like that with B. Okay, what comes next?
Essentially, there are something main stage.
Essentially, there are how many stages?
Essentially, there are 4 stages.
That's right. That's right. Good. And then?
Then, once you are ready to do something.
Oh, I think there's one before that. We have to do the first stage first.
First stage first. Next, essentially, there are. Okay, essentially, there are 4 main stages. And first of all,
Mm-hmm.
Think about what Yuki said. First of all,
First of all,
remember what he said? Take the cartridge.
take a cartridge. The,
Look at picture 1. The person is removing the cartridge. So first of all, take the cartridge.
yeah, take the cartridge. And what? The second is
Let's take a look here. Hide all the notes are always in the shared notes document. Take a look. There you go. You can see this here on page, what page is that? 5? You can see the ones in yellow here. Do you see it?
mm-hmm.
So that's what we did yesterday. So you could use that and just rephrase it. It's on page 4. You could use that and rephrase it using those key expressions. So if you go to D, D says, first of all, and we have it here. First of all, take the cartridge out of the printer. Okay, so you can use those on page 4 of our notes. But let me put the picture back on screen because it's easier if you have the picture. Okay, so using page 4 or using your own words, it doesn't really matter. Let's use those expressions. So from the beginning, you said the basic procedure is to replace the cartridge once it runs out.
Replace the cartridge.
Right.
And put it in the envelope.
Okay. So then number 2 was essentially
There are 4 main stages.
absolutely good. Next.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going, Hyde. Keep going.
Once we were at
No, before that. Before that, it's got to be D. First of all,
at first, essentially there are 4 main stages. And
yeah,
first
and
of
after
all,
that,
you should
first of
remove
all,
the cartridge.
good. That's it. That's it. Yeah. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Now you need to express what happens after that. So which one of those expressions shows you an action happening afterwards? In A through F, which one shows you something happening afterwards? What do you think?
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure.
Okay. Who's got it? Mikkel, Francesc, Yuki? Who's got the next one?
Having done,
Exactly.
finished, brought.
Right.
Having done, the cartridge was taken out of the printer. You put it into an envelope.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. Keep going.
Finally, no. Once.
Before. Yeah, that's it.
Once the cartridge.
Again, you're going to say that something is finished, right? So once it's in the envelope.
Once the envelope envelope was put into the cartridge, you are ready to.
Once the cartridge was put into the envelope, it's the reverse. Once the cartridge is put into the envelope.
What the cartridge put into an envelope, you are ready to put the new cartridge into the. You are ready to put the new cartridge into the printer.
Perfect. That's it.
Finally, feed the paper into the printer, and you are ready to print.
That's it. That's the whole thing. Okay. Mr. Miko.
Yes.
Using our notes on page 4, just like Yuki did, and using those key expressions on the screen, I'd like you to say the entire process very fluently, because you've heard Hyde and you've heard Yuki. And if you need the notes, they're always on our shared notes document, okay, on page 4. Are you ready?
Yes, first of all is open the printer.
Wait a second. Hyde didn't start with first of all. She started with basic procedure.
The basic procedure is to replace the cartridge.
Good. That's it. Very good.
Yes. The essential there are 4 main stages.
Perfect.
First of all, open the printer and pick up the cartridge is finished.
So first of all, open the printer and take out the cartridge.
Take out the cartridge. Okay. Take out
That's it. Good.
the cartridge. Then you put in the replaced cartridge.
Wait. You're skipping the number. You're skipping. Wait. Then it goes, having done. We'll go down to E. Having done.
Putting.
Having done what?
The cartridge.
Wait. Having done what? You have to.
Having done is putting the cartridge in the envelope. Putting into the.
No. Slow down.
Yeah,
Slow down. Look.
John, you want to all proceed when you want. Okay, vale. First of all,
No. Listen, Mika.
Yes,
It's that you're missing steps. Look.
Yes.
Having done is not a complete thought. So you'd have to say, having done that, or you'd have to say, having finished, or you'd have to say, having taken out the cartridge. But you have to finish that part of the sentence before you talk about the envelope. That's the only reason I'm stopping you. Because it says, having done, but you can't finish the sentence there. So the easiest way would be to say, having done that, and then you proceed.
Okay, well,
Clear?
yes, one moment. First of all is open the printer and pick up the cartridge.
Take out.
Take out the cartridge, okay?
Correct.
Okay. Then, having done, put the cartridge in the envelope.
Nope. You're missing a word. Having done that.
Having done that.
Good.
Put the cartridge in the envelope.
Perfect.
Okay. Then you.
So now we go to step A. Once.
Now,
just like E, you're describing finishing the last stage. So you could say, for example, you can say anything you want, of course, but my suggestion is, once you've put it in the envelope, you're ready to do what? Once you put it in the envelope, you're ready to, now we're on stage 3.
To put
picture 3.
To put the new cartridge, no, just yet. Put the new cartridge
that's it.
in the printer.
That's it. Good. I would say put into.
Put into the cartridge.
That's right.
The printer. Sorry.
That's it.
And finally,
okay.
Put the paper on the printer.
Except we used the word feed yesterday. So finally feed the paper into the printer.
Feed the paper.
Feed.
Feed the paper into the printer.
Okay, that's it. So let me just do a quick recap for you, for all of you. The basic procedure is to replace the cartridge when it runs out of ink. essentially there are 4 main stages you have to go through. That's C. Then we go to E. Go to D, sorry. First of all, you open the printer and take out the old cartridge. E. Having done that, or having taken it out, you're ready to then put it into an envelope so that you can dispose of it or recycle it. Now we're on to A. Once you've put it into the envelope, you're ready to replace the cartridge with the new one. That was A. So you can go ahead and do that. What did I do after A? I completely forgot. After A was... Oh, okay. Finally, you can feed the paper into the printer so that when the next printing job comes up, you're ready to go. And that's it. So the reason I'm being really particular here is because in E and A, you can't say the expression just as it is. You have to change it slightly. So in E, you have to add the past participle, having done, or I use the one, having taken the cartridge out. That sounds really good, having taken the cartridge out. And in A, you've got to express that something is finished as well. So in A, you can say, once you've put it into the envelope, or once that's done. But you've got to have some expression, because you can't just say having done. It's not possible. You can't just say once. Not possible. So you've got to change both A and E to make it fit the process. That's why I'm being very particular about that, because you might confuse a native speaker if they just hear having done. They don't know what was done. Okay, so now we've got some good keywords to talk about a process. What I want you to do is to use one of these processes, list the stages using the phrases that we just learned. Okay, so we did this in the beginning of class, but now I want you to use those key expressions. And so 6 and 7 are really the same thing. It says take turns to describe your process. Well, basically what I'd like you to do is to pick one of these, use these expressions, particularly A and E, because those are new for you. But also, don't forget, you can use any of those sequence connectors, which I shared with you on page 4. So once again, you see them. You can see one example in slide number 9 in yellow, and the verbs are above it. Those 6 verbs are verbs we used in the previous activity yesterday. Okay? So let's give it a shot. Francesc, you're up. You're the first to go. So let me get this back on screen. It's not letting me share my screen. Hold on. Come on, let's go. Screen share. No, it's not letting me. Hold on. Which of these do you think you can talk about, Francesc?
The first one, for example.
Okay, very good.
Loading a new software into a computer. First
Very
of
good.
all,
I'll put the key expressions on the screen for you. I'd like you to use these as much as you can, in the same order, okay?
In the same order, okay. First of
Right.
all,
So
take the CD
the basic
from
procedure.
Take
basic
the
procedure.
Oh, the basic procedure is load a new software into a computer.
So the basic procedure is to load
a new software into a computer. Okay.
Good. Then you go on to C.
Essentially, there are 4 main stages. First of all,
now to D.
Take the CD out of the envelope. Having done that,
Good.
Having done that,
You.
Make double click on the icon, and
You double click.
you double click on the icon and wait for instructions. It's okay?
Okay, good. Now on to A.
And F or A? A.
A.
Okay. Follow the steps. The steps.
Wait.
Okay.
Go back to A. Go back to A.
A. Having done once you have done that.
Good.
Okay.
You're ready to.
You're ready to follow the steps they said to you.
Okay, good.
And
now
finally check out if the application is running.
Okay, let me see if I got this straight. Francesc.
Yeah.
So the basic procedure is to load a new software into your computer, right?
Okay. Right.
So there are four main stages. First of all, you have to take it out of the CD and put it into the computer. Having put it into the computer.
Having done that.
That's right. It sounds better. It sounds better than having done that. If you say having put it into the computer, you then double click.
You then double click
on the icon.
On the icon. Okay.
Yeah. Now look at A.
Then
once you've double clicked it,
it's another way to say the same thing.
But it sounds better.
After okay. It's better. After double click it.
Once you've double clicked it.
Once you double clicked it. Okay.
You're ready to
follow the steps they ask you.
Perfect. Excellent. And then finally, you go ahead and do whatever. So, but my point is this. In both part E and A, it sounds so much better to put in a verb. You can say after having done that. It's okay. But it sounds a lot better to say once you've double-clicked it. It sounds like a native speaker. So that's where you should really focus your attention. Okay, very good, Francesc. Sounds good.
Thank you.
Okay. Hyde, Yuki, Mikko. Who wants to try one more? I know this is a little tricky, but I'm going to help you. We've still got interviewing for a job, preparing for a business trip, going through an airport, or you can choose one of your own if you prefer.
Mm-hmm.
Who wants it? Hyde, you want it?
Yeah.
Go for it. Which one?
Going through an airport.
Okay, sounds great. Let me put the key expressions on the screen for you. And again, I want you to use these expressions so that they sound familiar to you. So I'm forcing you to do this. I know it's not easy, but it'll sound familiar in the future if you force yourself to do it now. Okay, so let's try it using these expressions. Are you ready?
Okay.
Go for it. Starting with B.
The basic procedure is to go to airport.
Good.
To go through the airport.
Very good. Now C.
Essentially, there are 5 or 6 main stages.
Okay, good. D.
First of all, you should put the things in your suitcase. You shouldn't leave your passport and cash and credit card. It's very important.
Okay, good. And now E.
Having your suitcase, you need to go to the.
Having packed your suitcase.
Having packed your suitcase, you should go to the bus terminal to take to take the bus or airport.
Okay. Sounds good. Now we're on to A.
Once the bus was ready, arrived to airport.
Okay, once the bus has arrived at the airport.
Has arrived to the airport.
At the airport.
At the airport.
I guess you could say both. It's okay. You could say arrive too, but I think it's British and American English. I would say once the bus has arrived at the airport, but I think in British English you can say arrive too, if I remember correctly. So I guess both are okay. Sorry, go ahead.
You should go to the check counter.
You're ready to go. You're ready to go to the checkout counter, to the check-in, Sorry.
Check-in counter.
Okay, good, good. And then that leads you to F.
Mm-hmm. Finally, the officer check your passport, and you can leave your suitcase in the counter.
And then you get on the plane, and you're ready to fly. There you go. Very good. Well, we still got two more. We've got interviewing, and we've got a business trip. Mikkel, which one would you like? Or do you have an alternative? Hello? Mikkel, are you there?
Maybe he's on the phone now.
Oh, maybe he's on the phone. Yuki, would you like one of these, or do you have an alternative?
I maybe interviewing people for a job.
Sounds great. Let's go back. Starting with B.
Yes. The basic procedure. The basic procedure is interviewing people for a job. Essentially, there are, I don't know how many stages it would be. There are some stages.
Make a guess.
There are 4 stages. First of all,
good.
Receiving an application form. First of all,
try to say this as instructions. First of all, you should collect application forms, let's say. So we're going to use you because we're giving instructions to somebody.
First of all, you should collect the application form. Selecting
Selecting is good. Selecting what?
Selecting the better candidate and better
candidates for the job.
Better candidate for the job.
Sounds great.
Having selected better candidate, you answer. You send an answer by email to the candidate.
Let me give you a suggestion here. You shortlist the best ones. You know that expression, to shortlist?
Yes. You should send. No. You should.
You shortlist. Shortlist.
Shortlist. Can you spell it?
Look at this. Sure. Look in the chat window. Shortlist. Can you see it?
Yes.
In the chat window?
Yes.
So that means that you make a list of, let's say you get 100 candidates, you make a list of 10 that are your top choices. You shortlist 10 candidates.
It's a verb, yeah?
Yes, to shortlist is a verb.
Okay. You should shortlist the candidates.
Yeah, maybe you could say you should shortlist the top candidates.
You should shortlist the top candidate, and send a letter to them.
Good. Now we're on to A. Once
the letters are
have
sent.
been
once the letters have been sent,
Good.
you are ready to make an interview to the candidate.
Very good.
Finally, arrange the place to take an interview.
To do the interview.
To do interview, arrange the room and correct the college to be involved to the interview
That's it. That's
to
it.
the human.
So when you say collect,
resources.
when you say collect, what do you mean collect? Do you mean select the colleagues to work with you?
Yes, collect the members of taking.
Maybe rather than collect is like what you do when someone's going to go to the airport. I'll collect you at home to take you to the airport. Here, maybe what you mean is that you're going to put together a team to do the interviews.
Okay.
Something like that.
Consult with the human resources. Consult with the members. Consult with the members from human resources section, and collect the team of doing interview.
Okay, good. Maybe I wouldn't use the word collect. Only use the word collect. Collect means to pick up, right?
Pick up, yes. Pick up the member.
I don't know, but pick up is like pick up the garbage, or pick someone up from the airport. So collect means to get someone and take them somewhere else. So that's why I don't know if collect is the right word. But if you mean choose the members of your team.
Choose the member.
Yeah. Or select the members of your team. Or put a team together from all of those would be good. All right. So that was very good, all of you. It was very good. So this is a little tricky. What did we learn?
And you are ready to take a candidate?
Absolutely. That's it. So what did we learn before we go? What did we learn? We learned that after once and after an expression like having, what we can do is recap or summarize the last step. So it's really important. You like having sent out all the letters, all the acceptance letters, or all the shortlist letters, you then select your team to do the interview. Having sent. Once you've put the cartridge into the envelope, once you have put, so you need to use the present perfect. That's the verb tense you use to summarize your past experience. That's a really good way to add to these sequence connectors that we learned yesterday. So what I'm going to do...
Please let me know. If in this construction, in this sentence, there is a subject. How to manage to it?
Subject comes
having the cartridge taken out the printer.
No, having taken the cartridge out.
Having taken cartridge
out, right. Or if you use the key expression A, once you've taken the cartridge out. That's an alternative. So in E, you have a compound gerund, a compound gerundial phrase, having done. It's the gerund perfect, just like we have the present perfect. And I think that's the same in most languages. You have that form. I know in Latin languages, they all have this form. So having done, in other words, since you have already done that, you reduce that since you have already done to having done. As an alternative, you can say once you've done that. So E and A are the same exact expression expressed in two different ways. But here's what I'll do for you. In your notes, I'm going to rewrite our changing the cartridge example. I'm going to rewrite it using those expressions, and I'll put it there as an example. And then for the rest of the unit, you can refer to that as a model when we talk about other processes. Because I know that in the next class,
Once more, having taken the cartridge out, it is correct?
yeah, having taken the cartridge out is correct. Yeah, that's right.
Grammarly correct?
Yes, it's correct.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm gonna write it there under today's date, May 2nd. You'll see an example. I'll write it in the notes. Okay. So I know that in the next class we're going to be doing something in context. We'll be using key expressions. I don't have it in front of me right now, but I know we're going to be doing something in context. Normally, we start by listening to an exchange or a business meeting or a phone call, picking out the key expressions, and using that to do an example of our own. So I think it's going to be something with checking that people understand the process you've described, if I'm not mistaken. So it's probably going to be a business meeting. We'll listen to it, dissect it, use the key expressions, and have a business meeting of our own. Okay, so that will be on Monday. And Monday, the classes are going to be at a new time, 1 hour earlier. And then in 2 weeks from Monday, I got my full schedule back. I'm going to be teaching from 10 a.m. to 12 GMT. Finally, I got my new schedule back. So my Saturdays are going to stop. This is the last Saturday where I'll be teaching, but I'll be doing all morning classes after that. If there's other times you want a class, no problem. Just follow me on Verbling by going to my profile, click follow, and send me a message and tell me what time you want. And if I can do it, I will try to schedule classes at that time. Otherwise, I'm going to be teaching from Monday, 10 a.m. GMT, London time, to 12, Monday through Friday. Okay? But anyway, next week it'll start at 11, just so you know, next Monday. And I'll be here tomorrow for great short stories and learning through pictures, the last Saturday for that. Bye for now, everyone. See you tomorrow. If not, see you on Monday.
Thank you. Bye for now.
Thank you.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
Take care.